بالميامين هداتي من بني هاشم بخاتم النبيين أخي الوحي أبي.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum and welcome our dear viewers from across the globe, and welcome to the Hadi TV's The Great Trust. The heart of a child is like soft clay. Whatever you imprint on it will stay on it forever. We all believe in that. And we saw last time that teaching Quran and all these things will have a positive effect, a lightful, nurani effect on their existence. There's a hadith from our 11th Imam, Imam Hassan Askari alayhi salam, that on the day of judgment, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bless the parents with such an abundant reward that the parents themselves will be astonished and will ask, "Oh Allah, why have you given us such a big reward?" And then in reply, they will know that it is in result of their teaching Quran to their children and teaching them the insight of religious teachings. We saw in our last session that how teaching even a short verse of Quran has benefit for both the child and for the teacher, and how our Imams used to respect the teachers of Quran mostly in their lives. From this, we'll continue with our new session, and we'll welcome our Alima Rasia Batullah Jifi to the studio. Assalamu alaikum, dear Alima.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Welcome once again, and our topic of discussion was previously on the prayer times, as you had mentioned for us that from looking into the life of our Holy Lady Fatima Zahra alayhi salam, that how we got examples for the meal time, for the prayer time, and for the bedtime. Alhamdulillah, we managed to successfully complete the bedtime and the prayer time rituals, and we're left with the bedtime now. So if you would like to follow on that topic for us and for our viewers.
Yes, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Wa bihi nasta'in wa huwa khairu mu'in. As we know that we can learn the most beautiful example from this beautiful house, which is the best house, and best mother is in this house. And bedtime is very, very, again, one of the essential time in our life. And as we know that this was the habit of not only our Prophet, our Aimma, even Abi Fatima Zahra Salamullah alayha, she used to teach her child to recite some and do some deeds and amal before going to bed. One is wuzu, which we know that is so much recommended. Yeah. Like you are all night you are praying, you are standing in worshipping in front of Allah. And we have discussed that complete wuzu is not recommended for child, as how much we encourage them to do brush teeth, their brush. So we can tell them after brushing the teeth, just they wash their hands and face, enough. For 4 to 5, then after 5, 6, then we can say after 7, I think then we can tell him, the proper wuzu. So even just if he knows that this is wuzu, means some kind of protection, like I don't get scared by anything because I have done wuzu, means I washed my just hands and face, but for whom? For Allah. That is very important. Same water we are using, same hands we are washing, but the intention, and knowing it that because of Allah's command I'm washing my hands and face, that gives a lot of peace and comfort to child and to us too. So we can tell them that do smallest wuzu, the easiest wuzu, even we can call it the childish wuzu, which Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, they have taught us. We are not saying, because they said just let them wash their hands and face first, right. Then let them do the proper wuzu. And then when they go on their bed, then we can sit with them and we can tell them that recite 4 qul, as we know. But this 4 qul we know they start with a'udhu, the concept of protection again, because it helps us to make them, give them that security, if especially if they have their own room. They sleep in their own room separately, so sometimes they don't want to sleep, and if they have any fear in their heart, so you can say, when you are saying a'udhu billahi, what does it mean? It means you are going inside the most strongest castle of the world, like very, very strong qila, we say, like hisn, we say. So nothing, any kind of bomb, or I don't know, any kind of attacks, not human beings attacks, not even jinns attack, nothing can harm you, because you are in the protect of Allah, the most powerful. So a'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, bismillahir rahmanir rahim, qul a'udhu bi rabbin nas, malikin nas, and qul a'udhu bi rabbil falaq. This a'udhu will give them a lot of protection. And then you will go to tawheed, like we can't talk every day too much to them, but definitely day by day, everything, like how that hadith was saying, just la ilaha illallah, only one sentence, 7 times, then leave them for few months. So I'm telling here because we can't tell them in very in detail, and we can't give that much break in between our talks. Otherwise, definitely I'm saying just one bismillah, Bismillah one time, then Ar-Rahman one time, Ar-Rahim, after few weeks you can give them one doses of this beautiful teaching of Allah. So when you say Qul huwallahu ahad, Allahu samad, so even my son, he says Allahu samad means do you know, mama, what does it mean? Means nobody is like Allah. Allah is completely different. Like all of us, we need space, all of us, we need so many things, but Allah doesn't need anything which we need. So we want and want and want. Allah just gives and gives. They can understand like the samad means biniyaz and ghani, and there's no space and no vacuum inside, needless. And then after for qul, mashallah, our mothers are so learned, they whatever they know they can share, but in the children's level and language, that is important. So they can sit, they can read themselves the tafsir of Quran. I all the points, it's not coming in my mind now, but sometimes it comes when you sit, you read yourself, then you say, okay, how I can make it simple for my child. So you can make it simple, and you have to think and ponder. It has a lot of sawab, that how I can give some examples related to this, and make it something somehow visible and tangible for the child. Then the second thing which in this holy house used to occur is before going to bed is salawat, reciting salawat bar Muhammad wa ali Muhammad, because as we know that if we recite salawat, we will get the intercession of Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam. And one other thing, which I enjoy a lot from salawat, because from childhood we are listening a lot that recite salawat, it has this sawab, that sawab. But I want to take that again, that pleasure, like that joy from reciting salawat. So first of all, whatever we want, if we need something again from Allah, any blessing, any favorite, any ni'mat, so we should recite salawat. Why? Because it comes from them, from up. So whatever comes, to Allah gives to Muhammad wa ali Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, so through them we will get it. So we can't get it without going through them.
Right.
So I don't know, I can convey my message or not, but I want to say that how much pleasure and lazzat and true joy we will get by reciting Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. I think I have mentioned about Allahumma kulli waliyyak, the dua.
Right.
Dua hujjat, that we say Allahumma kulli waliyyak al-Hujjat ibn al-Hasan. So we are giving one gift to our imam, yeah, because we are praying to them. That the pray is a gift. So how much gifts our imam will give to us in return. So like this, it's here, like same is here. So we will get so many things, and that connection, I don't know, I can't say, I can't express maybe. So that kind of love we can create by love of Muhammad wa ali Muhammad alayhi salam, by giving, by recitation of Quran. And the third thing is maghfirah, like we should say astaghfirullah rabbi wa atubu ilayh. Even we can't teach them all of them in one night or each night, it depends on the age and the mood of the child. Even if he is very tired, we shouldn't teach all of them. We shouldn't force him to recite all of them. There is no, before especially 7, force is not allowed at all. Even we have to constantly watch the mood of the child, because one of the technique of tarbiyat and training is that you make the teaching of Quran and love of Ahlul Bayt with fun time, like make this connection between fun time, pleasure time, and teaching of Quran. Like for example, whenever you go to park and you are taking them out, and when they are very happy, like you are buying for them pizza and giving to them chocolate, that time sit together and say something, share something, some about like religious talking. So not when they are tired, when they are in angry mood, and when there's very hot and some, I don't know, any not comfortable, uneasy environment. So so this maghfirat, like seeking forgiveness from Allah, I put the love of Imam Zaman to my child in this time. Like it's a beautiful time, because as we know, our present Imam, our live Imam is there. So we should put watching us,
right?
And we know that Imam receive the weekly installment which we do, so especially the Wednesday night and Thursday nights, we can do more about Imam Zamana before going to bedtime. And when we are saying astaghfar, because this is the bedtime, we are going to sleep. So what we have done, good deeds or bad deeds, good habit, bad habits, so we can do a bit, very very slightly, very 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 small, like counting, muhasaba. It's so beautiful. If they have a beautiful diary, just the tick mark, and then they say sorry to Imam. Asked like, Imam Zaman, sorry, today I used bad words, I don't want it to use, today I shout, today I throw these things, because you are watching, keep watching us. So I know you don't like it, but I have done, and I'm sure now you will pray for me, Ya Imam Zaman, and next day I never ever repeat it again. So this kind of connection we can make very easily. And then one is the salam, because before going to sleep we can do salam for to our Imam, and when we wake up, then
that's
we can say
assalamu
alaikum, salam ya Imam Zaman, and then give the sawab of our deeds to our Imam. This is we can make it, some a'mal special for Fridays with our child. For example, we can say that Ali Mahdi, Surah Qari'ah, Surah Ham, please recite it and give it as a gift to your Imam. That is again you are giving that much gift, you are taking so many gifts in return. And then we should we can tell him that after giving this gift, I can see so many change in your behavior. We should make them aware of this connection, everything is real, not just we are giving everything is fact, not fiction.
Right. Sure. Okay, thank you, Alma. We'll have to just pause for a short break here, and our viewers do stay tuned. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
إلهي بالميامين هداتي من بني هاشم، بخاتم النبيين.
Welcome back, our dear viewers, and after a short and refreshing break, let's get back to our teachings of Islam and see what our Aimas of Islam have said about teaching our children. And we got to a very interesting point, and we had to disconnect. That was about the connection to our Imam, which is a very important issue, because since we are living in his time, we have to make sure that our kids establish a connection. We have this belief that Imam helps us when we need. So when we need help, we say, okay, yeah, Imam Faraj, help, come and help us out. So I think this is also a very good point for our children, to make them feel that whenever we are in need, we can call on to Imam to help us, right, in times of trouble.
Yes,
even if when we have a connection, we can do that, right? If you have a connection with somebody, you can call to them in times of need and help.
Yeah, that is again wrong, because this is wrong that we just Fridays we remember, and during the Dua Nudba, and then just if we recite Dua Tawassul. I'm saying no, whole day, like whatever I'm doing, I say, for example, if I go for ziyarat, so I can say every day, like I say, I'm giving the sawab of my ziyarat, like of Imam Raza or Imam Hussein to our Imam, and I'm reciting this dua, and I want to give the sawab to my Imam. And whenever I do bad job, I say, sorry Imam, I hurt your heart, because I'm giving you grief, because you have asked us to not do sins, because every sins make our Imam's parents late. So if we whole day, if I have connection, how I say that my Allah is keep watching me, and this Imam, this infallible and sinless Imam is the real connection, and how we say that he is receiving the nur of Allah and ilm of Allah and light of Allah and giving to us. So he is the reflector of nur of Allah. So then automatically our lives become so much like peaceful, comfortable. We'll enjoy hereafter both, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Yeah, and Zahra, because sometimes many parents, they say, no, we don't want our child to train them in this very early age, because we are talking mostly about 0 to 7.
Ages, right?
Yeah, I'm saying how much important it is and how much sawab we are getting it. First I will say about the sawab, and then importance of this issue, religious training. Like our Imam, he says, once he was sitting with his companion, and he said that one Hajj is better than freeing one slave in the way of Allah. Yeah. Then again, he paused it after a while, break. Then he said, one Hajj is better than freeing 2 slaves in the way of Allah. Then after a while, he said, one Hajj is better than freeing 3 slaves in the way of Allah. Then 4, then 5, then 6, then 7. How many? What do you think, Imam counted?
Maybe 10.
Yeah, but no, 70. And 70 times, each and every time, Imam is just saying and repeating and saying again and again that one Hajj is better than freeing 70 slaves in the way of Allah. So Imam could say in one sentence, like how I said, like one Hajj is better than 70, but Imam said one by one, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the companions are just listening, and Imam is keep saying, this is technique, so beautiful, the way, how to instill the message, the importance of the message. Because what Imam going to say, that is important. Then after saying this, Imam said, that okay, now I want to say something else, that guiding one family on true path, like training them in religious way,
showing them
the right path is better than one Hajj. So first he said about the importance of the Hajj, then now he's saying, then again Imam said, guiding one family towards Allah and showing them the true path is better than 2 Hajj. Then Imam said it's better than 3 Hajj. Then Imam said it's better than 4 Hajj, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and again how many?
70.
70. So one family, like household, if you are sitting with them, spending time with them, teaching them Quran and concept of Allah and presence of Imam Asr, so then Imam said it's better than 70 Hajj. So the companions get so astonished by this, the way, how long time, it took. And then Imam, that the conclusion was that please give time to your family, how much essential it is, and train them, about the hereafter, about Allah, love of Allah, love of Ahlul Bayt, love of Allah's book. These are very, very important. Why Islam is giving this much importance, especially in this 0 to 7, so much, and if we, and alhamdulillah, so many of us, we have, have this experience, and you can see the fruit, how lovely it is, how, sweet it is if our child has that, connection with Allah.
Right. But we see that any work that we do, it involves hardship. Parents will say nowadays that it's hard in this time and era where we have all the workload of our work and family and life and house and in and out. It's hard to give our children all this valuable time, or so they just send them to, for example, an Islamic school that once in a week, or like a madrasa, as we say. And we just want to pass the duty on to others for their children. But if they know the reward of this, then obviously they will give it the most priority in their lives, because nothing good comes easily. When you want to gain something, you have to lose something before it.
Of course. And sending to madrasa, it doesn't mean in Islam is not just information. Like they will go and they will learn. Okay, 2 + 2 is 4. This is information, this is ilm. But Islam is not just theory. Islam is giving more important to applying it.
Life,
the practical Islam is, how much it has effect. Inshallah, next time I will give you some examples in the time of our Prophet. We will get amazed that because of our Prophet's, amal and his seerah, his character, how much, it can bring the, calm and comfort and, so much light in the society. So we shouldn't send just to madrasa. We should practice, then the kids see what Islam is saying. And even we should choose the ba'amal, any practicing teachers too. We should be very, very, choosy, and we should be very, very careful about the teachers too. Because how about, like, especially in Middle East, people are so much aware of, like, English language, or I don't know about this European culture. So they want to send their children to, like, British school, to American school. They are so much particular about their secular education, and even the pronunciation and the I don't know how they talk. These things are so important for them, and they don't want to send their child to the ordinary school, because they're saying, no, you want our child to get educate from this school and that school, because just name, even the study is good, but we are not against that, but we are saying we should be very, very particular about religious training too. So just madrasa is definitely not enough. Sometimes it's harms, because if teachers are not acting upon it, practicing, or mother or parents, they are not practicing, then child get confused and get very away from Quran and Ahlul Bayt, because if he doesn't know anything, then it's okay. Whenever he get to know, if he get to know from right person and practicing person, then it will sit in his in his heart. But if he's getting from wrong person, like some madrasas, they have the teacher itself is not practicing and not enjoying the Islamic culture and life, but she's teaching, but he's teaching, then that is, I think, one of the harmful teaching for a child. So Islam is giving so much importance, because we know that all the parents, they want their child to listen to them, and we want also after 7 to make them slave and be king ourselves, just become a just I'm giving example that to order, to train them. So for training them and to make them obey, we need some good beliefs, and a good foundation of religion. Otherwise, we can't teach them, and they can't obey, they can't listen to them. I'm giving you just one example, if there's a time. There's a time?
Right, we have a few minutes.
Okay, a few minutes. So I'm giving you about 1918, In 1918, in the American, they set a policy of forbidding the alcohol. It is in history. In America, they have done so much struggle for achieve this policy. Number one, they said, they have printed in that time more than 10 million papers. They spent 65 millions for it. Then they spent 400 million for all other like whatever they have done, and 300 Americans get hanged in that time, and 500 of them they put them in prison because they were using this alcohol. And then what they get after this all, and so many other things, we don't have time. The conclusion, the result was that there was only 400 factories of alcohol in America. After this, after this policy, 80,000 factories opened. More, it increased more. And then 335 people only in the city of New York died because of consuming alcohol. And but what happened, they said after 1918, in 1927, 80,000 people died. So it was increasing and increasing. They couldn't control it. Then what they done, in 1927, they said we
give up.
We have to give up, really. So again, now we have to come now. But if we see other side, they said in Hijaz there was only 7 or 17 people who were literate, and they know how to write and how to read. Otherwise, all they were illiterate. There wasn't any government, there wasn't any law, nothing was there. They were worshipping idols. But after, when Prophet came, straight away, because he gave that ideology, he gave that conception of La ilaha illallah. This La ilaha illallah, how much it works. And when they get that beautiful conception, when Islam, once only Islam says that alcohol is forbidden in Islam. Anas, one of the companion of Rasulullah, Anas is saying that we were sitting and we were drinking alcohol. During that, we listened that this is the message of Prophet, that alcohol is forbidden from now. Not only we stopped, we threw the alcohol on the ground, and then we brought the glasses. That is the teaching. That I'm telling you, without having iman, without having any aqidah, any belief, any conception, any love of Allah, we can't action, and we can't give them any rule and regulation and any law, and we can't let them be obeyed and listen to us.
With this, our time does come to an end, but just a short, very sweet reminder to our viewers that if we want our children to be obedient and to follow the laws of Allah in their lives, when they turn baligh, when it becomes obligatory on them, we have to make sure that their bases are strong, their aqidas, they have firm belief in what Allah is trying to say, and the best time to teach them is obviously the younger age, that is from 0 to 7. With this, we would like to thank you all. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.